I took two.
All right.
Okay, let me call to order this regular meeting of the Charter Revision Commission for September 10th, 2025. May I have the roll call, please?
Brown.
Here.
Cochran.
Here.
Hoganson. Here. Metz. Here. Neal.
Present.
Paholka.
Here.
Weaver.
Approval of the minutes of August 13th. An opportunity to read. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Jim, second. Any discussion, corrections, deletions, additions? All in favor of passing the minutes of August 13th? Say aye.
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 All opposed? Minutes are approved. Communications, I just have one thing to share with you. And that is that I contacted Ron Reddick, who's our legal consultant, and I asked him two questions. And one was, how long does he need to go through the checklist that was provided by the Attorney General's office? And being as Mr. Ellsworth has retired and there's a new woman there, her name is Jessica McGivney, were they going to be using the same checklist that we received, or did he anticipate any changes? So he very graciously reached out to Ms. McGivney, and he said, no, this is the one that they will be working with, but he did say he's probably going to need maybe a month before it goes to the Attorney General, so we need to factor that into our timeline. He said he wasn't sure it would take a month, but he was gonna say that just to be on the safe side. And since we're targeting February to get this into the Attorney General, just wanted you all to be aware of that. But the other part is I let him know that we are making our way. We are hoping to have the draft revision done by the end of December, and just to let him know where we were. That's all I have for communications. Okay, really the rest of this meeting is going to be dealing with our public input event, so I'm gonna combine 6A and 8A and hand it over to our subcommittee. Who's gonna be our spokesperson?
It's me.
And
But because we haven't met a second time, I do need to just grab updates from Foster about, I think, or were you gonna reach out to Carleen?
No, I was supposed to reach out, but when I was gonna reach out to her, her husband had
Oh,
surgery.
that's right, okay.
I was not able to.
I can follow up with her. I know she's
I mean,
gonna,
my wife was supposed to be there that Monday,
and then she had,
but surgery was Monday, so she was not able to.
looks like he's doing well.
From what I understand, he was, yes, they did not have to, it was not as invasive as it.
Probably she wouldn't be opposed if I sent her a message and asked her this time. Okay, so we talked a little bit last time about what a public input activity could look like. I had recommended something with kind of maybe stations at one of the public park pavilions. We narrowed in on Hemlock Park, which is where we met. Talked a little bit about sort of like the layout of the event and the route that we should take to make sure that we get people actually like completing each of the stations and entering appropriately. I don't want to like be tedious and read you the whole fact sheet. Stacy, do you have one? But just looking through it, sort of 500-foot view. I spoke with Paula, who does catering for both Three Girls and Two Cheesy Guys. They are more than happy to help us. The lowest I can get the cost per person, and that's really the salient point of this meeting, is about $13.50, and that is per head. And we talked a little bit in our subcommittee meeting.
you're saying $13.50.
$13.50. Sorry.
I'm like,
It's
$13.50.
gonna be $1,300 for every
Yeah,
single one of these
kidding.
guys. No,
Gonna do one catering gig
You
a
almost have me
year.
just have a major stroke.
$13.50. Sorry, I thought anything else would be inconceivable.
50 per.
Per head. we talked a little bit in our subcommittee meeting about how many to expect, and to be honest, I don't have a good frame of reference for this particular type of event. And there's a couple of reasons for that that we can delve into a little bit further. But basically, we want to make sure that the people who are completing the stations are Big Rapids residents because it's their input that's pertinent. However, there are probably going to be some folks just naturally around at the park and other stuff where we might not like the optics of turning them away.
Right.
Right? So what we maybe need to say is, or be prepared to do is offer them that they can join us for refreshments, but not to participate in the stations and stuff like that. So it's really hard for me. I've been down at the park at all the times that we've discussed here. I've seen a range of people from 5 or 10 to 20 or 30 on a really nice day. So it's a little bit hard and potentially weather dependent, which is sort of an unknown, to determine how many people might be there, and we might need to anticipate feeding, and that makes budgeting for this a little bit of a challenge. We also don't want a huge excess of food, although as we discussed, we can potentially take and donate it. At the same time, it would be nice from a cost effectiveness standpoint if we could get close to the mark. This is all up for discussion. I don't have a good fix or solution for this, but it's just sort of the broad overview. All told, for the event with fabrication, construction of the individual stations, some signage, maybe a little bit of publicity and promotion, stuff like that, some considerations like buying beverages ourselves because we can do that more cost effectively than buying them through a vendor. I'm looking roughly at a cost of, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,500 to $2,700 total. And so I just kind of want to make sure that that's consistent with what we want to spend on it as a group, and have us think about, we haven't really discussed other education sessions that we might do further along the line, which would become important when it comes to a ballot measure, like preparing people to see it on the ballot. So I just want us to be sort of thinking about that as I go through and talk about some of the stuff we finalized, so that we can, chew on it together at the end.
Question, I'm sorry to interrupt you. How are you going to know that they're city residents? Are they gonna have to provide something to you?
I think I am comfortable just asking folks if they're city residents, and that's part of the reason I say, if we don't make their ability to grab some food dependent on it, I think we're likelier to get a straight answer.
Yeah, yeah.
And we could, technically take IDs and try to assess from their address whether or not they're a resident of the city, but I think that would be a pretty tricky challenge and would hold us up quite a bit. So I think a simple, are you a city resident, you're welcome either way type of thing.
Yeah, I was just curious if you're a sign-in sheet or you're not gonna worry about that. Because people don't want their,
I am not inclined to worry about a sign-in sheet because I think it's a deterrent. And really, there's nothing, what are we gonna do after the fact? Go back and take the sandwich or the cookie back out of their pocket,
keep for you.
You can have the sandwich, but not the cookie.
So, just an overview, the idea is to have them sort of come in from if you're familiar with the Hemlock Park Pavilion, come in from sort of the west exterior side, and then enter via an entry area on the south side. Wrapped around that front side will be the, I think, 3 or 4 stations that I define better here under event detail. They'll stop at each of them, perform a very quick task that's still fun and engaging, lets them give input, and then ideally we'll have one person kind of stationed there to help. If something goes wrong with one of the stations or whatever, and then another volunteer there to just kind of eyeball everybody and make sure if they are in the line that they did complete activity. Then have them enter, go in, be welcome to serve themselves, and we kind of have a couple of choices food-wise, whether they want to have it be buffet style or sandwiches in a box, If we wanna do more like a boxed sandwich type of thing, it can kind of be grab and walk away. There's maybe a little more opportunity to mingle if we do a buffet or something like that, but it is,
It's outside and it's buggy.
exactly,
Yeah.
outside it's buggy.
Shouldn't be that buggy at the end of September.
I don't know, it's really buggy today.
It's really buggy.
Do we want 19 people sneezing in the chili too? I thought,
Well, now, no,
there's
no, I
something-
won't.
Okay, but not
That was it.
There's something sort of nice, compact and direct about here's a
Here's a sandwich.
But it is less, it does have less of that atmosphere of like a potluck barbecue, et cetera, and that was kind of one of the things we talked about creating. So,
Did you, look at any food vendors like Yellow Window or trucks?
I did not, the only food truck I was able to find is Fat Belly, and they are not set up to serve on that kind of basis. So in other words, that would be like individual paying customers, order at a time.
Yeah, oh, I see. Because I know, Yellow Window has their truck out at the farmers markets. Right. And they also came to the, skate park.
They did.
I don't know.
I would guess that I mean, they're not gonna be like, we're not gonna go from $13.50 to like $2 a person.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but I can check and I can also check on pricing with them.
Well, what I was thinking about is if it kind of would eliminate the concern about residents or non-residents getting food, if they were just, I guess I was thinking.
How?
Like they were paying for their own food, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh.
but they're not paying for their own.
I think the challenge is we take away a lot of the incentive for them to
We're supposed to be
attend.
feeding them.
Food is a
Yeah.
huge incentive for sure.
Yeah.
Then you talked to me a little bit earlier about the difference between feeding them a meal and having just refreshments of some kind. What did you guys,
So there's sort of two options. They both total out to about the same amount if you want to have enough food to cover that many people, but we can get it done slightly cheaper if we kind of just do like walking snacks as opposed to something such as, that's more substantial, like a sandwich and chips. You're talking maybe about a $200 to $300 difference. Just to kind of keep us moving on the different event stations. Each of these stations is something that can be constructed fairly cheaply and probably out of plastic or foam core, because it's really only a one-time use. And I know a couple of different folks who can supply us with those materials. I'm happy to work to create them. I've made other items like that before. I think last time we narrowed it down to the resign to run question, pin the terms on the mayor and the city commissioner, and then whether city commissioner and mayor term should be together or apart. So I've kind of got descriptions for each of those stations here. If we want them to have like some kind of printed face or surface, we would have to have the vinyl printed. There are a couple of local vendors who can do that. Additionally, my recommendation would be that we have some sort of table sign or table tent. And I think we talked about a leave behind, or like a brochure
Yeah.
on the tables. I think that is good because people can pocket it, take it away, and kind of have something to keep it top of mind. So those would add printing costs, but they're pretty nominal. I think all told, we're maybe looking at about $300 for printing and for the station materials, or for the decor and the station materials, and then I think another about 200 lots of the station parts that I've got an idea for kind of a Play-Doh game that they could do. You can buy like poker chips or tokens or something like that, just retail. Stickers, the same case for the pin the terms on the commissioner and on the mayor. Our advertising for this can be, I think, low cost or no cost. If we can get the Pioneer to do, if we want to drop a press release with the Pioneer, if we can get on Carlene's show or in some other way.
Yeah, I'm sure she won't have a problem.
I'm sure she won't too.
The only thing about that is, you know, she kind of schedules people out, and it's just on that Friday, so we need to land on a date and let her know, you know, if she has space.
Definitely within the next week, yeah.
And you'd asked me to reach out to Chris Jane.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was like, yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
Podcast?
Yeah, like that he would talk to somebody or just mention it. Like I think it's kind of a little bit up to us how much we want to ask from him. You know, like whatever he's got planned or going on, but I'm sure at least the minimum that you would mention it, you know, give us a shout out. But again, it's like, you know, it's all about getting the details to him and putting together an ask.
Good.
And then finally, just looking at the events and how many people we need to staff them. I really think we need a minimum of 4 people, but it would be more ideal to have 6 or 7. And I say that because I think there may be opportunities to listen and have individual conversations with people when they're inside getting their food after they've gone through that little battery of questions, and maybe clarify anything if they're confused about an idea or something like that. I wouldn't want us to miss that opportunity, and I think it feels a little friendlier. But what we could do and what we kind of talked about, I had in the back of my mind, if there's a bigger crowd and that becomes impossible, if somebody like you, Jen, were willing to just kind of take a moment, address the audience and say, thanks for completing these. Did anybody have any questions about you know, about the individual stations that you encountered? Here's why we're asking about these 3 or 4 specific things. But I'd want to keep that to like 5 minutes maximum. I don't want it to be anything lengthy.
More of a facilitation than a speech.
Exactly. And also we want to, you know, there's room for lots of folks there, but not probably the total of all that we expect to attend. And I kind of anticipate like some people roll in later than others. We kind of want to get waves of people out so that we have space to serve and listen to other people. So the faster we can make it, and the more we can get people on with their day, I'm sure that will be appreciated on all sides. I've got a budget at the end of this. Oh, and I think we'll probably need only about an hour for setup. I think the station should kind of be sort of ready-made and just sort of fold out or pop out. But we might want to, like, if we're allowed, put up some bunting or a banner or, you know, some signs or something like that. So total budget $2,400 to $2,600, and then there are some other things that I don't think we need for this, but that would be extra nice, like shirts for volunteers so that they're easily identifiable. Just some wayfinding yard signs like park here, go here, etc. Cookies or something, because the budget for food I kept very spare, just down to what we would actually need to say that we were, you know, providing them something in exchange.
Volunteer shirts, something we'd have to order, or what do you?
Yeah, you would have to order to have them printed, but you could do so locally or via an online service like Custom Ink or something like that. Not utilizing any trademarks or anything like that, so they shouldn't have to go through the approval process. It would really just be, you know, as quick as they could turn it around. Here's Printing does those now, so that would be a fairly quick option, especially if you only need like 5 or 6 of them. So all of that is to say, I think we need to have a discussion about how much of our budget we actually want to put into this event, or should we try to change its structure or its incentive a little bit? And then maybe what helps us determine that is how much we want to reserve to put into education sessions later on in the coming year.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it and it's like, okay, if we're spending $1,350 a person, we got 25 people, but we dropped $2,500 on it, like, it's not gonna feel good. On the other hand, if we got 150 people and they were really engaged and went out and talked with 1 or 2 people each, that would be pretty substantial for Big Rapids. I mean, you look at the demographics for like non-major elections, right? And like 600 people vote or something. So it's like, if you reach 150 and they each reach 2 or 3 people, that's all the major voters right there. You know, right? Because it's like we could get 10 pizzas for $100 and have people show up at City Hall, and we could do that 5 times, and still be well under the cost,
We
right?
have 6,000 right now in our supply budget. I'm not sure that we've tapped into that at all.
This is the new budget starting, so no,
No.
we haven't.
And this, let's see, this budget goes to June 30
Yes.
next year.
2026.
Right?
Did we have any carryover from last year?
That is with the carryover,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we did have carryover because we didn't very much.
And that was my consideration, is that, you know, that represents almost half of that amount. And I'm not sure what, if any, incentives we would want to offer people at information sessions going forward. But it seems like it's using a pretty big chunk of the budget for, like what Foster said, you know, depending on the weather, that could be a huge determining factor.
That's the one problem with trying to plan something outside.
But even if it's
And
inside.
catering too. I mean, it's like you just don't get the turnout that you're hoping
Yeah.
for. And it's like, I know when I ran like poetry readings where it's like, I've got a really good poet from the state of Michigan. It's like one of the top poets. I've done all the advertising I can do. It's totally free. It's like gonna last 30 minutes. 7 people show up. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping for 25. Like that would be out of the park. And it's hard. And it's like I wasn't offering free food, but it's a little bit more engaging. And so I'm kind of like, we have to have a target audience, and we have to have some way that we think that we're gonna hit somewhere close to that, right? Because it's like, we can say, well, the target audience is 100, and we've got food for 100, and we only give away 20 meals.
The only,
And we're talking
harder.
about a 2-hour stretch of time, either lunchtime or mid-afternoon. Knowing Big Rapids as we do, I'd be deeply surprised if we had 30 people, let alone 100 people. I mean, I would love to see 100 people
Yeah.
descend upon us, but, like on a Sunday in the park or a Saturday in the park, I don't see that happening. So let's see, it's $13.50, if we cut that in half, it's what, $675 or whatever, if we want to do meals. Talking about snacks, what kind of things are you envisioning for snacks?
like,
Refreshments.
it would be either box lunches, or it would be like finger food, like quarter sandwiches,
Chicken fingers or
chicken fingers,
sliders or something?
Vienna sausages and ketchup, etc.
Yeah, or, I mean, we could do things like, you can have like a pre-portioned bag of chips.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's not that much of a draw,
Yeah.
but I mean, those are options, right?
Did you guys check with Big Rapids Lunchbox by any chance?
Yeah,
I don't know that their pricing would be any different.
I doubt it would
I mean,
be.
this is I'm guessing this would be a pretty common price range, given the price of food, how much the price of food has gone up and.
And I think the big thing is the catering aspect of, you're gonna have it all prepared in advance. It needs to stay fresh or cold or warm or whatever, right? And so it needs to be transported, it needs to have packaging, and that's like even if you have a tiny little sandwich in there, all of that overhead jumps that $5 sandwich up.
Yeah.
We use her for elections a lot.
Yeah.
And she would do box lunches, and then they were so it was expensive, honestly. And so I started buying sandwiches from her and then just buying the chips, because all they are is individual bags of chips. So I started buying the chips separately and the cookies and stuff separately, and it dropped about, I think it was $5 a box off of that.
Okay, so maybe that's something.
But I'd have to look. But she could still make the sandwiches, and even if she individually wrapped, about 3 girls, individually wrapped them, you know, she doesn't even have to give us the box, even if they're on a platters, and you could have ham or turkey or whatever, and then they could grab whatever chips they want and cookie and move on. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, just because I had to be cost efficient with that too.
So maybe that's something we could look at, I could explore with her if she's willing to do that for us.
Is the $13.50 inclusive of like chips and a cookie and, okay,
Usually on a pickle, and
yeah,
that's usually like what we get
Yeah.
for AUW.
I think that is a good idea.
I mean, what she does is nice, but it is, you know,
If we could conserve some cost by buying our own pop and our own
And chips.
chips and not having to worry
Oreos.
about, you know, having a food service.
A whole variety of chips instead of just potato chips. We get them ourselves, just
Right.
a little snack bag. And the cookies, yeah. Yeah, I can buy up 4 dozen cookies at Myers, it's really nice platters for $16. The chocolate ones are really.
And they are delicious.
Okay, so I guess the thing about if we're doing sandwiches, it sounds to me like it would make better sense to have it at the lunch hour rather than the mid-afternoon.
Yeah, I wouldn't, my idea was mid-afternoon have stand around potluck type snacks or lunch have a box lunch.
What do you guys think, you folks? Mr. Pahoka?
I'd do it around lunchtime and buy the sandwich from the vendors and have chips and cookies and stuff like that.
Ace?
I agree with that. I think that's a good plan.
What's on quantity?
That's where we get stuck, right?
Enough for 50.
I mean, here's the other thing, we can advertise it.
It was like 50, but.
That's kind of where I was too, but then I thought, it's a great day and there's like 15 people at the park. You know, but here's the thing we could do, we could always advertise it starting at a certain time and just close up shop when we run out of
Yeah.
of
So
resources.
are you saying do less than 50?
No, I'd say,
30?
I'd say do 50, but my question was, you know, if you're really hoping you're gonna get 30, 35, and you've got 20 people who kind of just wander up and aren't really Big Rapids residents or whatever, how much are we paying for answers that don't really benefit us in the same way?
there may be people who just want food and don't plan to,
Yeah,
we have issues in the park sometimes, so.
And we have to account for families. not just the
exactly.
Parent, but they have two
Kids,
with them.
yeah.
And that's kind of where my thinking got us up to a number more like 100 is if everybody who wanted to attend individually because it's a weekend brought a kid or two, then you're, you know, in a tight spot. But if, you know, we can always just say, we're gonna spend X amount on this, cut it at, you know, take down the ticker tape at whatever time we run out of food. I think that's a reasonable solution. And then if nothing else, it gives us a little bit of a test toward whatever future education sessions we wanna do as to how many people are gonna bring out.
Yeah, it's like,
Half a sandwich? I don't know, just, you know, I'm just wondering if you just wrap up half sandwiches instead of whole sandwiches.
I mean, what,
You know? I
They're
mean,
big sandwiches.
yeah, I mean, if you know, some sandwiches, when they make on the bread, half sandwiches are.
I mean, maybe there's an option
Yeah, I
where
mean,
she could do
sometimes I
like a
think
platter
I
or
would
something
have a sandwich,
for
I'm
us,
like,
and
that
then
is a
we
whole
can
sandwich.
orders, and then if a kid isn't gonna eat a whole sandwich, they're not taking a whole box. I can explore that further with her.
I know she does a lot of wraps like, for those lunch
Like, so
boxes.
could they do just like pinwheels or something?
Yeah, she does pinwheels, and they're good.
Let me get with her and see if she can come up with a combination that would kind of allow us to stretch it a little bit.
Because your point with, you know, mom comes up and 2 kids and this, that, and the other.
I'm gonna hand them a box worth $13, $14 if 3 members of the party
it's a
aren't
5-year-old
really
kid.
answering.
Yeah,
I mean, but at the same time, I mean, how many five-year-old kids are even gonna want a sandwich? You
But I
give
think
them
the
chips
parents
and
will
the
grab
cookie.
it regardless, you know what I mean?
parents will grab it.
They will.
Yeah, come on, they will. There's nothing against them, I
I mean,
mean,
if it was up to me, I'd just be throwing free food at everybody, but we've got unfortunately a budget to stick to, so.
I mean, I think what your point of, you know, it gives us a little bit of a preview of like what we can expect from other events. It's like I was saying, it's like, well, we could have 10 pizzas but if we only get 20 people at the park, 10 pizzas in this space isn't gonna draw a whole lot of, we're not even gonna give away 10 pizzas. We could do it with 2 pizzas, right? And it's like, how many, we could have 10 info sessions and we get 7 the first time and 3 the next time and 1 the next time. And it's like, cause people aren't gonna keep coming back.
Right.
And
Well, and
you're
it's
only
just-
gonna reach the same people
The
through the
thing that
same
I'm thinking
means.
of is, it's
Right.
hard to say, like, when we were there that night, there were at least 30 kids playing on the splash pad.
Yeah.
Now, it's gonna be cooler, most likely, at that point, but don't know for sure. And if it's super crowded and there's a bunch of parents and kids there and
Then we
they
just
all want
leave.
food, well, that's just it. Do we just leave? We just drive on by and pretend it didn't happen? Or
So when are they shutting down the splash pad for this season?
Splash pad will be closed by then.
it will be, okay. I mean, not good, but
Park, I mean,
that gives
Yeah.
us a little
The
bit
playground
of,
will be active.
When are they shutting?
I can't remember what they told me now.
We can find out tomorrow, but,
yeah, seems like it was.
Oh, this month? Yeah, it's soon, I know that, but I don't know when.
Next week?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
So-
they've already closed the pool, right?
yes.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
the
I
pool
don't think that
closed
the
August 15th.
splash pad would stay open significantly longer.
No, it's already cold.
It's gonna be hot this,
next to, well, at least this weekend and
yeah, we're supposed to hit like 80 or something on Sunday.
Yeah.
So do we wanna leave it that, like, let's say I can get $500, $600 off this price creatively, and that would take us back down to around 2,000, 1,900. Are we okay with that? That's still a pretty significant chunk, and that is for sure as cheap as I'm gonna be able to get it.
I think this is probably gonna be our biggest event, and we're trying to get answers so we can finish
Yeah.
the charter, whereas the rest is just gonna be education. So I think putting more resources towards that so we get the answers, so that way we can wrap up, is probably worthwhile.
You know, it's like, I think it is. We should spend the money. I think that in an ideal world, we would have, you know, maybe gotten to this a little sooner. But in an ideal world, we also wouldn't have to pull teeth to get people to engage with us. So like, we don't live in an ideal world.
The great thing, had we
keep
thought of
hoping.
it, would be
I
to do
keep
this
hoping.
during the farmer's market, cause that, if you're sitting there with free food to offer, that probably gets a lot more people to stop.
What is,
Hindsight being 20/20.
what are you anticipating here for dinnerware and cutlery?
So if we didn't go with like the sandwiches or whatever, that kind of came in their own box, we'd have to have some kind of plate or something. Unless you just want people standing around eating a naked sandwich out of their bare hands, but I kind of think you at least need to offer them napkins or something like that.
I mean, if they're doing wrap sandwiches, they're not gonna.
If it's something that's wrapped, and that's what I'll have to check with her on, is that something that they can do?
So we might be able to save ourselves a
Might
couple.
be able to skirt around that, yeah.
What day are you looking at?
We had multiple days, so we kind of discussed the 27th and 28th, but October 4th and 5th were also dates that were available from the vendor standpoint for catering. So I thought, consider those as well, just based on when can we get the most volunteers to help, because I do think this is more of a 5 or 6 volunteer thing than a 2 or 3 volunteer thing.
I cannot help October 4th and 5th, but I can on the 27th, 28th.
October 4th and 5th are the only days that I will be here.
Yeah, see, this is what's gonna happen now.
Well, my concern about the 27th of May is that only gives us 2 weeks to get all this pulled together. Whereas, the 4th would give us another full week at least. Yeah, I'm available on the 4th and 5th.
We're talking about one day, right?
Yeah,
My-
one of those.
I run a disc golf league on Sundays. I could not run it, but I'd rather.
You'd rather it be on a Saturday.
So steer toward a
Sure.
Saturday.
Yeah, also, my girlfriend's birthday is September 28th.
You can get her a sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, she's really like,
Bags of chips.
How does
She's-
she feel about
she actually doesn't care at all. She's like, so, like, whatever, you can celebrate my birthday on the next day. And, I mean, it happens because I I help organize a disc golf tournament annually, that's always in the fall, and people always wanna be like, well, how about the 28th? I don't know how. The 28th of September is always a Saturday or Sunday. Like, for the last 10 years.
Possible.
I know, it's not supposed to, but I swear to God, like, every year, it's like, well, how about that? I'm like, no, I'm not holding this disc golf tournament on my girlfriend's birthday. Like, but I've done it in the past, and she's like, whatever, I don't care, just celebrate my birthday the week before or the week after. And I've spent a lot of money on her for her birthday, so.
I think she deserves a nice dinner out.
Honestly,
You mean a nice sandwich at the park?
you might be able to get him to turn on the splash.
2 bags of chips. You guys heard Brian say she could have 2.
I did. Different kinds even.
No.
That being said, I do think Saturday is the more ideal day.
I do too.
I agree.
I think that people getting out of church, like, are just not gonna want to like rush to the
Routine,
park.
usually church people, like they do breakfast after, grocery shopping after.
Yeah.
My thought was there might be more people ready and out and around, but to be honest, I would just rather do this for my own.
I'll tell you the other
Saturday.
thing
I would too.
that I run into with actually disc golf is sometimes people don't come to my league on Sundays because they want to watch football.
Oh, that too.
That time of year.
Good point.
And I don't even know, is it football season? Like, that's how much I
Very
care.
much football season.
But,
I'm usually at Saturday at
Stick your head out of the sand, son.
12 o'clock. Do not talk to me. I'm gonna
That's
be
it.
at the recliner, and that's,
Yeah.
with my remote.
which day is the more important day?
With one?
Yeah. Saturday or Sunday?
Both of them.
Saturday's
Both.
college.
He's like, yes.
Saturday's college and Sunday's pros.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Not you, Brian.
but I would prefer Saturday, because I can
Go
just.
with either day, Saturday or Sunday?
Oh, yeah, I think Saturday would be a better day, you know.
And I'm good with either one, October, the October one is fine. I'm here for both of them. I don't go to Florida for
You good for
just
that?
a couple
Grace?
days, so.
So it looks like the 4th is probably best for the most of us.
For. I will work with the folks that I spoke with about food and other resources tomorrow. Make sure that we get the price down. And then Jen, I'll just, when I get firm prices on all that stuff, follow back up with you.
We should make a decision on how much we want to spend right now.
Yeah.
We're coming back together,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
you know.
And at least that gives you the ability to make that decision.
Yeah.
Can I ask one thing? I mean, I like the sandwich idea better than the pizza idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's just a little more upscale than the pizza thing. But, you know, the pizza thing is, like, you can buy a whole lot of pizzas for, you know, and we provide napkins and paper plates.
Yeah.
And you get like Little Caesars or Domino's or whatever to, you know.
Caesar's Pizza is like $7.88 or something
Well,
out
yeah,
there.
they were, yeah, so I mean, they're like $8 a piece, so, and you figure you have to eat 4 or 5 people, you know, if you give everybody 2 slices or whatever. So I'm just saying it as a thought. I like the sandwich only because I think it's more upscale, like I said.
Yeah.
But the
I agree
pizza
with you, and the
is,
sandwich is more upscale. I don't want to go to a pizza party. I'm not a
That's
college
it.
kid anymore.
Yeah. I think sandwiches, especially if there's like snacks served with them, kind of let us say like join us for a free meal or free refreshments. Whereas if it's just pizza, you're really sort of obligated to say pizza, and that
yeah.
doesn't draw people in the same way that maybe the offer of something more complete does.
I agree. I was just throwing it out there as like
Yeah,
a
no, I.
kind of contrast.
And that might be something for us to consider for information sessions, where there maybe isn't as much of a time commitment, you're not necessarily bringing kids, et cetera.
It might be on a Thursday evening or a Monday evening or something, where it's like, hey, like, you've already kind of had dinner, but if you come to our thing, we'll have 10 pieces of chocolate cake to the first people that show up.
I'd be here a half hour before,
Yeah.
at least eat 2 pieces, so, you know.
And the first person gets 2 pieces.
So maybe we need to just go, like, back up a second and say, how many pieces of chocolate cake can we get for like $1,000?
I want chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake. It's the best chocolate cake.
I mean, that is another thing that we could think of, too, is if we want to limit it, we could look for somebody who's like just a sweets vendor
Ice cream.
like
That'll be cold,
cupcakes,
Yeah, I
et
mean,
cetera, and market it as that. Join us for a sweet treat in Hemlock Park, you know.
yeah, if it was Sunday, we could do like donuts and cider and coffee, and that would be cheaper too. But we'd still have to like get with a donut vendor and be like, yeah, we're gonna need like
Ideas around.
200 donuts.
Right.
I don't know. I can't help it. They just,
Okay.
ideas come and then I
Those
can't.
might be good, all of
myself.
those smaller one-off things might be good for info sessions later on. Let's,
Yeah, I think November, like even like late October, you know, we could plan another info session or something for November with donuts and cider or something.
And somebody's gonna fill out a special event form so that, okay, make sure that they secure the date and, okay.
Pavilion.
And you're talking 11 to 1, set up at 10?
yeah.
So it kind of sounds like, 6 of us will be able to be there.
I cannot.
Amy cannot
I
be,
will,
but
I will try to be there later, but I can't even guarantee that.
And if we can, I mean, if other people can, or it's like a big stress, that's fine. We can go get other volunteers from outside of our group. I just, as many people as are familiar with
I'm gonna try to shanghai my wife into it, because she keeps volunteering me to.
it. That's kind of,
That's a great
That's
idea.
fair then.
That's our
That is
goal.
absolutely fair.
Tell her I said so.
Yes.
would you
I'm
be?
sure she'd be.
So then we would pretty much have our quota just with that.
How many people do you think you need to set up versus how many people do you think just need to be there?
2 or 3 to set up, and I would say ideally 6 or 7 to man the event.
I'm just looking at my phone calendar and I'm supposed to be dog sitting that weekend, which is fine, but the place I'm dog sitting is in Mecosta. So it's like a 20-minute drive and I'm just not that much of a morning person, so it's
Does
like I
the
just need to
dog
feed
like
them.
ham sandwiches?
Oh my God.
Bring them.
No, I can't. 'Cause the last time I walked the one dog, it's like it was like a number of years ago, but there's a kid walking by and I'm like, he's friendly, you can pet him. And he's like, I'm just gonna pee here on the sidewalk. And he did not pee on the kid, but this dog, you can't trust him around public people at all. Like, no. And they're both big dogs. And they would just eat all the food and like poop in the middle of the pavilion, I guarantee it.
They're dogs.
They are dogs. Like, so I have to walk them in the morning and feed them and spend a few minutes, and so I'm just like, if I didn't get on it right away and I didn't make it into Big Rapids until like 10:45, are you banking on me being there?
So Foster's not gonna help set up.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I can't, I'm just like, how pressing is it, right?
We'll have enough people to help set up. You could even, and that's something where it really
I
is.
might even drag my husband over,
Yeah.
give us a hand.
Yeah, as long as it's 10, yeah, because being retired, we don't really move until at least 9:30. We can be someplace by 10 if we have to. Or
We have
11.
to.
Yeah.
Okay, who is responsible, you're gonna take the preparation of the stations? I'm horrible at that stuff, but if I can help you with anything.
Thank you.
Crafts is just not my thing. I did not inherit those genes.
I was also thinking another option because I was looking into that like idea of like a magnet fish game, and I looked
yeah.
and looked and looked, and I was like, no, this isn't feasible because you're gonna have to have something that's magnetic in there, and you're gonna end up spending like $1 a piece, and it's gonna end up being like $300, and it's like you're just gonna run into more problems. And I looked and looked and thought, but it struck me that we could do an ad lib. Mad Lib,
Oh, Mad Libs would be great.
right? And so it's like there's a few blanks that it's like, all right, it's just a number, 1, 2, 3, whatever. But then there could be like, you know, the mayor is an animal, right? And they can put in something funny, and I don't know. It's just that, and that would be really cheap and really easy. So it's like if you need an extra game idea,
Do you wanna kinda take that and work it up and look at how we could fit in ideas about,
I can work on that.
yeah.
Is there a specific question that we want Mad Libs to try
No,
to
I just say
answer?
whatever one you think it can be tailored to, and then we'll swap out that station.
How is that going to, how are we going to tally that for responses?
So I was thinking that they're gonna have to just leave it with us. We were gonna read them, like, I don't know. We have a printout, they write stuff in. Funny, they get a laugh and they give it to us.
But it's not gonna solve any questions.
I mean, how's it gonna inform our decision making?
Oh, well, I mean, it's like, how many terms should the mayor serve? And it's like, oh, here's a somewhat amusing paragraph that says the mayor of Big Rapids who serves for X amount of terms does some, I don't know, it's creative writing, right?
Yeah,
Well, get creative.
flesh it out for us.
My concern with that would be they'd go the ad lib route and then they're like, oh, they should have
100 terms.
100 terms,
15 terms.
Yeah.
And
No, for sure.
5,280 terms, as long as.
I was just throwing it out there as a cheap backup idea.
I appreciate it. If you wanna work something out, we can certainly look at it.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I used to love that game. It's a great word game.
yeah.
We do it at Thanksgiving still, I just print them off,
That's good.
pass them around the table.
Fun. Okay. Publicity?
I don't wanna lose track of Brian's thought, but we need to settle on a sum that's my.
Yes, thank you. You, absolutely.
That'll guide me in making decisions.
Okay, so again, we have $6,000 to work with. And I would agree with Stacy. I think this is our principal means of garnering public input on this before we finish our reviews, because we're looking for public input to kind of guide us on this. So, you guys think, 2,000?
That's what I have in my head.
You, how much?
2,000?
I was thinking 25.
25?
If you're factoring in 50, if we're thinking 50 at, 1350.
I'm gonna try to get that, I'm gonna try to get that.
Trying to get that down just to the sandwiches, not to the other stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking that,
But then I'm still gonna have to factor in what it costs to buy the other stuff, so I don't know how much total I'm gonna save on there, but if I kinda have.
Well, we should probably, let's go a little higher than maybe what we need. I'm thinking 25 might
500 is,
sound good. What do y'all think?
Sure.
If we don't use it, then we don't.
I will
use it.
keep it just as bare minimum as I can, and if I can get the food costs down, I'd like to keep it around 2,000. If I can find a way to get food costs down a little bit, maybe I can look for, an opportunity to do a couple yard signs, grab some cookies, et cetera.
Okay, let's keep that in mind. No more than 2,500.
yeah, I was actually thinking that like if we're only doing 50 meals instead of 100, that like the target would be more like 1,500, but the
yeah.
extra is like, well, if we went a little over 2,000, stuff happens, you just didn't realize that like paper plates are gonna be so expensive or whatever. It's like, all right,
But,
we're already invested in it, so it's like we should still pull the trigger. I wouldn't be like outraged if it went up to 2,500, but I mean, I think the target
Let's say
should be
that
closer to
2,500 is the absolute max, but just for you guys to know, I'm gonna try to keep it under 2.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good to
great.
me.
of course, we'll have a much clearer idea once you have a chat with Paula and see what she can offer us. Okay,
Thank you for sharing that, Karen, by the way, 'cause I didn't know there was that kind of flexibility in that, so I'll follow up and see.
Yeah, Karen actually she earns a commission now, like $500 for that piece of information.
I think there's a word for that.
Commission.
You
That's why we're a commission, right?
We are a commission. I think we need T-shirts.
I would
CRC
love to
T-shirt.
get us T-shirts, but I just, again, that's like a $16, $17 a piece thing when you're ordering it in this quantity, and that's like
I don't mind paying myself for the t-shirt. I really don't. That's not a big deal.
I hate to ask you guys to volunteer.
We are the
to buy your own
CRC.
T-shirts.
Bad.
What I'll do is I'll get pricing for that à la carte separately, and then I'll share both the final price tag with you and the cost to do shirts, if we wanna do shirts. And that, then if everybody wants to agree that they're gonna get.
Actually, what we should do is get T-shirts that say, "I survived the charter revision class in 2020."
I just under it so much wordsmithing.
So many words, so little time.
What color are the t-shirts gonna be?
Guys,
Throw a book
We're not
at
even there yet, we're not even there yet.
What do you mean? When are we gonna meet to talk, like, what's the point of having a T-shirt?
they're gonna
If
be
they're
gray and
supposed
they're gonna
to-
have white imprint on them.
If they're supposed to set us apart from the rest of the people, right, and identify us as like staff, like,
Neon green.
I mean, you
What
know,
are the city colors?
the city
What are the
colors.
Blue and green,
Blue and green,
website.
blue, green, yeah.
I could figure out, that's
It's
the,
not very visible.
No, you're right.
There's no contrast there.
I'm not buying everybody orange t-shirts. They'll see three people all in the same t-shirt and look at the picture. Let me
Baseball caps.
Let me find out, first of all,
I don't know
color
where-
determines a lot of the cost in t-shirts. So let me look at what standout colors I can get that minimize the cost, and then I'll get with you guys for a selection.
Remember any email, well, if you want to just send it to me,
I'm just sending it to you.
send it to her. Make sure we're
Send it to
honoring the Open Meetings Act,
Right.
no matter what we're talking about. Okay. All right.
Do we need a motion for a amount of money that she's allowed to spend?
I don't think you do, but if you, makes you feel better, we can do it.
I would like to give her the group's permission. I'd make a motion to allow Ann to spend $2,500 in the process of creating the
Is there a
event. Do you have an
second?
event name for this yet?
I'll second.
Public information or input session.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
We
we
need to
have a
change that to
motion and a
party.
second.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ann, for all that work.
Now you got power to do it. Needs to be done to get done.
Okay, good, this is kind of exciting.
I think it'll be fun.
If we get the word out and, you guys are gonna, who's reaching out to Carlene? Or do you want me to do it?
Try, but
I can do it. I'll Facebook message her.
We'll be seeing Carlene's Saturday, won't we?
I'm not sure she's gonna be there, but I hope she'll be there, actually. We are gonna see her.
It's at her house, isn't it?
It's at the farm.
Okay.
We could ask her when we see her then. I think Brian Knockwood seems to be doing really well.
If for some reason you can't connect with her, just let me know and then I'll.
Yeah, she loves to give us publicity. She does. She likes what we're doing. She appreciates what we're doing.
Is there somebody you could reach out to the Pioneer? Should we prepare a press release or should we just contact them and tell them we're having the event and ask them for coverage or?
No, I think we should prepare a press release. Brian, you want to do that?
I will give it my best shot to get it done before I leave.
When you're leaving Saturday,
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning? Okay, never mind, I'll work on it. I don't want you got enough on your plate.
That'll actually work well because I'll be giving you the details as they're finalized, so then you'll know them before anybody.
I will, I know folks over at the Pioneer. We'll send it to Darren.
do we have to worry about the pavilion for the fourth? Do we know that, what is the pavilion?
That's what I'm saying, we need to
Reserve
get that form
Put the
in, yeah, soon.
We have to find out whether somebody else at the pavilion.
You can do it on your phone, I think. Should I do it right now?
You can fill it out on.
Actually, I've got it up on my computer. Last week she's in
Erin,
it, so.
who's taken over from Trina?
It is, yes,
Is it E-R-I-N, Erin?
ERIN.
Erin is the new Trina. I just saw Trina over in
And
London.
she's super nice.
And
Jen, should I put this in my name or do you want it to be in your name?
you can put it in your name.
There's, you can put a primary and a secondary.
Pay for us to make all these plans, get this all set, and then get the pavilion.
That's a good point, and it's easy to do. It's an easy form to fill out.
We
could do
could,
Tents, but, you know,
there's pavilions at North End too.
Yeah, we
So
could.
it's like, I think as a backup, I think that Hemlock is a little better than North End in terms of like, just
Accessibility.
Well, it's closer.
in terms of visibility, if like
Yeah.
people are just gonna be there at the park. But honestly, North End gets a lot of traffic, people walk the trail,
Yeah,
you know,
there are two
pavilions are right on the trail.
There's two pavilions out there,
So,
so
as a backup, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world that, you know,
go for the large one.
If you submit that now, she'll get it in the morning and be able to look. Let us know if it's not.
While Ann is doing that, anything else about this that we need to make a decision about? We're gonna, the question mark is still a little bit open about the food until we get some word from Paula.
Once you get that finalized, if you get the information, we can have Steve also throw some stuff out on Facebook and
That would be cool.
on our website and.
That would be nice, and we can share that too on our own.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He did a wonderful flyer for the candidates forum that we're gonna have here, and I'm sure he could do something for this that would be eye-catching.
We can put it in the newsletter too. It's gonna be October 4th, we'll just be getting it, but that's not bad either, it's a last minute reminder too. Just sometimes good.
Okay. While she's doing that, remind me who is on the wordsmithing committee? That's you and me? Was anyone else wordsmithing?
I can't remember.
You don't want
I know I'm not, I can't talk, I can barely talk. I'm no business smithing anything.
What I'm thinking, of course, okay, because we are mid-September, we have October, November, and December. So we have 3.5 months to get this stuff in shape. So I'm thinking, while we're making the plans for this, we also need to start smithing, and I want to know how you want to approach that. Were you doing that or no? Smithing?
I can't remember.
I feel like you were.
Minutes.
Not in the last minutes.
I talked about it the last meeting.
I don't know if
I know we
we'll
need
anything
to
down.
drop in the new language for the purchasing section. I'm not sure that we,
I did do that. I went through and inserted everything that we had approved from the attorney.
okay, so it's updated as of whenever you did that? Because the date on the thing says July 7th, but I think you've done things since then.
It has not been updated on the website.
Okay.
And I switched everything over so we have track changes now.
Great. Oh,
So you can actually read what the current final version is without seeing all the removals and additions.
oh. It was 8.10? That's the new stuff
This
that was approved?
section is what we approved, and then there were minor changes that we had gone through at the last meeting as well, and those have all been made here.
So I don't know, I'm thinking, because I went through the whole document myself a week or so ago, and I'm just finding all the little bitty things. Like there's inconsistencies in language from one section here to one section there, although they're talking about the same thing or whatever. So just that kind of stuff, and of course, we're wordsmithing for consistency, grammar, punctuation, all that good stuff, and it'd be nice if Mr. Reddick could give it a once-over as well, particularly for the legal stuff. But I'm not sure, how you want to go about doing this. We can do it collectively going through this, or we can do it by sections. We can divide it up by sections. What's your thinking? Yeah, any thoughts on what's a logical way to approach this? You're a logical person, Stacy.
Are you talking to this wordsmithing committee, or are you talking?
Wordsmithing.
Okay.
Wordsmithing.
I think it would be more efficient to have each of us go through the whole document and then come back together.
Your notes?
Our suggestions and changes.
One thing, of course, we're gonna have to, because we're adding and deleting sections and such, so we're gonna have to redo the table of contents. And, other thing, which wow, just flew in and out the transom of my mind.
My mind.
In and out the transom of my
Good.
mind. We never did finalize a decision about having a glossary. Do we want to still do a glossary?
I thought that,
Did we decide not
that was kind of put to
to bed?
bed when we decided. I thought that was largely the suggestion of our first council.
So we are not-
and-
I thought we'd put it to bed before that. I thought I'd like thrown it out there as an idea, and we were like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And then he brought it up again, and we're like,
Okay.
why are we, like, we already thought of that and decided not to do it. Which is
Just
like,
wanted to
you
be clear
know,
on that.
I don't.
The thing I'm hoping we can get Ron to do is, well, one thing I want him to be able to do is to make sure all the law references, all the MCLs, whatever happens to be relevant. I know we were told early on that you're gonna be looking for a lot of references to Open Meetings Act and whatever other the usual ones are, so I'm kind of relying on him to do that stuff. So I would agree with Stacy. I think if each one of us goes through the document ourselves, just be kind of meticulous about noting our changes, and then we can come back, set a time to meet and do a collective go-through. Sound good? Okay. When do you want, I'm thinking maybe right after we have the event? In October, right after we have this event, we can get started on that?
Fine with that.
I mean, if I'm gonna be making stuff for the event, I'm gonna need a little bit of time after it's over to catch up to the rest of you guys.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Reading and,
I believe our October meeting is the 8th. So that will be, right after our event, and then, perhaps, and then, Stacy and I can get started.
But if we meet after the 8th anyway, we'll be able to go through the feedback that we got from there, make decisions as to what we actually want to change and make changes to. So it would probably make sense to do it after that first meeting anyway.
Okay. I mean, we'll have, 2 full months. 2.5 full months to do the wordsmithing. I'm sure we can get that done. The important thing is to get, whatever that feedback happens to be. And it's entirely possible that it's gonna be all over the map, and we may decide not to do anything with those issues. It's gonna be interesting to see if we can get sufficient feedback, like a critical mass in what people are saying, but I suspect, as we have noted in the past, it's likely to be all over the place, which I find interesting.
yeah,
I like that we're keeping it to like the three stations, 3 questions. This makes it very focused, and, we should be able, hopefully we have enough turnout that we can gather something from just that, because we're not asking a whole lot of questions, they're specific. So.
Okay, does anyone have anything else they'd like to ask? Anything else to consider?
to wordsmithing, can we, plan on, at the next meeting, doing a quote-unquote final draft, so that we have a clean copy of how it is going to look, because I have done a disgrace to this
What I
copy.
have here with the track changes, that's the current state. You can't see any of the old stuff. So I think this will be
Cool.
good for us to start from.
Great. Okay,
I did have a thought with the Mad Libs. We could do that and we can get weird sorts of responses if we aim that towards figuring out what we want at the very beginning of the charter with the values and things like that.
That's a great idea.
what do you love about Big Rapids? You know, things like that. I think that would be the right
That is so good.
That's a
Draft,
idea.
draft like a Mad Lib just from it with blanks and let people fill in their own.
Big Rapids.
We call it a preamble scramble.
Yes.
That was good, that was
The
good.
title, you're in charge.
Maybe that could be the thing that's the print piece that they have at the table with their food.
Yeah.
And then, or in addition to it, and then we could either take them to, if we wanna pick a spot on the website where they can do it, we could even pick a winner. Or, you know, show how we arrived at it based on the number of different answers we received, or,
It would also be something that the kids could participate in.
yeah. Yeah.
And even non-residents could, if you're asking them what they like about Big Rapids or something like that.
Yeah.
And awesome,
Every
So
once
good.
in a while.
And if we get nothing like
Brain cells.
jerk responses, it's not that
okay, too.
pivotal.
It's not-
It's
that's
like we don't have
okay.
to use it. Right? Like,
Exactly
we
so.
don't have to put like, my favorite thing about Big Rapids is the pooping dinosaurs in our preamble. Like, you know,
Yeah, we can just use that information to guide us and be like,
Yeah,
okay,
if we get-
the values that we got here
yeah.
represent the values that we thought we would have. And go from there.
if you can extract it without asking it out about values.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a really good idea.
Right, anything else?
We gotta have somebody draft up that Mad Lib for us, so that we can have it on the table at the in-person.
You know everyone's looking at you.
Yeah.
You're the poet and the wordsmith guy.
Yeah.
A
I
poet?
don't even know what you're talking about. I'm lost.
I was watching the football game.
You want me to write it in limerick
We're
format?
doing a limerick form.
We'll have the version that's a Mad Lib, and then the dirty
He was
limerick.
Nantucket.
That you can take home with you.
There once was a town named Big Rapids. Nothing rhymes with rapids.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you can make
vapid.
stuff up. Vapid,
Yeah.
vapid. Okay, anything else? That's all I have. Good work, everybody.
Good work, Dennis.
Yeah, and for real.
Very
Good
good.
stuff.
Pull this together, get it going, have some fun, get some good feedback. Bob's your uncle, as they say.
Have some pinwheels.
And for the first time in our history, I am adjourning this meeting 22 minutes early.
That's like 2 meetings in a row we got out earlier.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good.
I am actually putting cat traps on the 4th, so if I get done in time, I will head over. But I have to